It is all well and good to memorize the 7 Hermetic principles, to talk about thoughts as energy and where our attention goes, there energy flows. But every teaching, every concept, every thought, energetic vibration that takes place within your consciousness, your mind, your brain as a thought, as an abstract concept, is merely illusory. It's still an illusion until it is translated into a practice and an action. Therefore, it is necessary to be taught the directions for the first operations, of which you know to be reality, to create as your reality through practice and actions that you take. And first, the first order of business, my dear, esteemed, honorable, and most noble viewer, is to become the master of a part of your life, or at least of your day, in order to firmly and actively establish a new quality. Become inwardly detached from yourself and from what surrounds you. Maintain a sober, effortless, neutral, and well-balanced lifestyle without excesses. Sleep only as needed and eat little. Let your body be whole, calm, harmonized. Temper your soul with the power that is in you. Cleanse it from impulsiveness, passions, restlessness, and then stabilize it and amalgamate it with your body. Other beings do not exist. Do not let their actions, thoughts, or judgments affect you, no matter what they are. Make sure that nothing will secretly creep into you. Watch over everything that comes from the outside and that emerges from the unexplored depths of your consciousness. Observe all things in silence with your mind and remain unperturbed, stopping every judgment with a firm hand. If passions bother you, do not react or become perturbed. Bring them deliberately to satisfaction and then get rid of them. Grow in this direction until you are able to realize the frivolity, uselessness, and the threat of every thought, so that your mind too may slowly calm down and silently crouch at your feet. In this way, you can slowly build up a strength inside you, similar to a lord whose glance instills silence, respect, or confusion in the servants around him. This is our goal. This is what you must transmutate. When you will do this with a subtle, constant, strong, and gentle art, when the equilibrated and neutral state in you has finally become a continuous and natural thing, then you will feel connected again to yourself, enjoying a sense of interiority such as you have never experienced before. At this point, you will experience a propensity to rest in yourself, and from this calm and enlightened rest, a sense of spiritual and free contentment will ensue. Observe this situation and retain it. When you will possess it entirely through an inner act, try to connect it with the body so that it may pervade it as warmth pervades water. In the end of the two, only one thing, one state will result. This is the fluidic state. This operation in our tradition is called the first extraction of Mercury, or of Hermes, from the mind. Let your consciousness hold on to this state with a calm firmness. Let it go, then evoke it again repeatedly. Study it, learn it until you feel it as a reality awaiting in the subconscious, ready to emerge at your command. When you have conquered this point, you can be sure you have progressed far enough. You will be instructed about the various properties of the fluidic body only in relation to the various operations, the first one of which I'm about to reveal to you. Know that every sexual encounter that is dominated by the thirst for pleasure paralyzes it, makes it weak and languid, especially in people with nervous temperament. Know that the fluidic body is energized by a vegetarian diet, fasting, and even magical aromas, as is hinted in one of its names, aromatic body, and in one its particular aspects, the vampiric. Know that every sudden loss of equilibrium or strong emotion that occurs when consciousness is in relationship with it may cause serious harm in both the body and the psyche. Know that its virtues must be sharpened through a special discipline. Let me give you an elementary hint about it so that you may understand the sense of the initiatic education of your feelings. You should not destroy feelings, but rather destroy your stubborn clinging to them, namely pleasure, desire, aversion, and anguish. Purify yourself from such dregs. Become free from the bond of the heart. Be open, free from fears and pettiness in your feelings. In the way deep, clear, still water reveals what is at the bottom. Likewise, no longer identify yourself with your feelings, but rather receive them and observe them as you would external things. Let this thought be born in you. Just as I am not the food I taste, likewise I am not the feelings that I allow to echo freely in me. They are not mine. They are not me. Only then will feelings be able to speak to you, when you cease to be lost in them and concerned only with enjoying or suffering. They will reveal to you a new organ of sense beyond the animal ones, as objective as they are, though oriented to a more subtle aspect of reality. Educate this new sense with inner attention, focusing on the ear of the heart. Make it as refined as you can, at the center of yourself, like a spider that keeps under control all the strings of its web and their vibrations. Let there be a calm self-control and a scrutinizing lucidity, purified and fearless, open to every voice. The education of the heart, which you will operate through persuasion with a slow and gentle fire, will eventually infuse a supersensible power of knowledge into your fluidic body. The education realizes a distilled water, a transparent water consecrated in the sign of your neutrality that dominates it. Having done that, attempt the liberation of the central power and the encounter with the serpent. This happens when the consciousness of yourself is able to transfer itself into the seat of the fluidic body, and when the latter is detached from the animal senses and consequently isolated from the physical world. There are several techniques that can be employed. Scorn the cautiousness of the petty methods of meditation, which can rarely free you, truly, not just in your imagination, from the quagmire of mental forms and the prison of the brain. Employ instead direct techniques. Use the mirror. My most dear, honorable, esteemed student, if you wish to learn more about this mirror that transcends meditation and helps you master your mind and thus your reality, by all means hit that subscribe button, leave this video a thumbs up, and stay tuned for further video offerings from the Umbanda New Earth Ashram for compassion and strength. Namaste. Namaskaram.